First of all, I want to welcome everybody to another coining for a Marine here at the Peotone American Legion. It's also a welcome home. Andrew hasn't been home in 2 years, right, since 2011. So, welcome home, Andrew. For those of you that have not been to one of these before, again, thank you for being here. Whether you're a vet that just heard about the program, a military parent that's coming for the first time, or just a supportive American that decided to come and be a part of this, I want to thank you all for being here. One of the reasons that Adopt a Soldier was formed, actually there's many reasons, but one of the most important reasons, I guess, is I'm a military mom. Military mom with 2 of my natural-born children and 2 stepchildren that I always say are born of my heart, they're mine, are military. So I found a need when my first one, my son, went off to boot camp. You would have thought that someone had killed me. I cried for days, it was horrible. And I realized that my husband kind of understood, but not really. He kind of went, he's just going to boot camp. And I was a wreck. And I realized that when I was talking to my girlfriends that their kids went off to college, which is very admirable, not taking anything away from that. But what I realized was when they would say something about how much they missed their child that was in DeKalb at Northern, I was like, I had a hard time connecting with them. And there were times where I kind of got mad. I'm like, seriously? My son, this was after 9/11, is when he decided to join. And, you know, he's learning to go to fight for our country. I don't know if he's going to come home. I don't know if he's going to come home the same. I don't know. So I felt really alone and very isolated. And so that was a time in my life, even after I had 3 more go, each time was hard, and each time I had no one to turn to. And there's a lot on the internet now, which is great, but you know, sometimes you need a person. You need someone that you can hug, that you can cry on their shoulder, that you can get excited when they get home, or like Andrew's mom the other night, they don't want to let him out of their sight. He's been gone for 2 years, I get that. And on the other hand, I'm kind of a pro at this now, so I get Andrew's like, Mom, I just gotta have a little space too. So again, that's that need that I saw that needed to be filled. I thought there's got to be more people than just me that feels this way. And then I had a son, the oldest one, that did 2 tours in Iraq. He was over there in the very beginning of the war when there were no bases. He was attached to recon, so I didn't have a lot of communication with him. So again, I found that need. I need someone to talk to. I need somebody that knows what I'm going through. And there was nobody. So then my son came home after his first tour, and sometimes I do this really well. Tonight's not one of those times. Yeah, right? Paybacks, no, I'm good. You'll make it worse. One of those, don't touch me. Don't hug me. Then it just all comes out. But his first night home, we had a basement in the bedroom, and I was up late, had tucked him in, and I heard a lot of screaming.
I don't think she got that. We got it. We had a basement in the bedroom. We had a basement in the bedroom.
Everybody picks on me. And it's being recorded. Really? I get nervous and I tongue-tie my words. But I could hear him yelling and screaming from the basement. And I got very concerned and a little frightened. And I knew some of his buddies, his battle buddies that had been over there. They all called me Ma. And I called one of them and I said, hey, you know, he's visually upset and I can hear him and I don't know what to do. And he says, Ma, he says, go downstairs. He said, turn on the light. Don't go near him. Yell from the room. Yell from the door. Just trust me. And that was my first sign that my son was not the same. And again, I had no one to turn to. I had no one to talk to. And then God brought me to this place, the American Legion. And I was surrounded by veterans that did understand what I was going through. And this young man, my son, was not himself. You know, he was battling some things. We got a little better. We'd go a little backwards. And I said to him, I said, you know what? Just come to the Legion. He said, just come on in. You don't have to talk to the guys. You don't have to say anything. Just come on in. Finally, he came in and he was sitting with a couple of my Vietnam vets, or I don't know where, one's back here right now. And for the first time in 6 years, without a word being said, I saw that young man's body language relax for the very first time. And I realized this was home. His brothers were here. Now, you that are still active, like Andrew, there's going to come a time where you're not active anymore. And the first thing my kids say when things are tough or whatever, I'm going back in the Corps. I'm going back. Because they miss their brothers. So I saw that this place was a place for healing. It was a place for not only our young guys coming out now, but for my veterans, my older veterans that have been ignored for 40 years? More?
45.
45? That, you know, there was nothing wrong. So I realized with Adopt a Soldier that we had to do something. We had to have a place for families to come that while their kids were gone and you don't know what to do with yourself, you're like, okay, I can't talk to him, and I don't know where he is right now, or she, I have 2 girls in. I can call one of my friends at Adopt a Soldier, another military mom, a military wife, a military sister, a girlfriend who knows what I'm going through and can share and help me through this. And then, when you guys come home, you have a place that you can come and call home and know that we're here for you. Not only when you get out, but when you get home, on leave or whatever, that Adopt a Soldier, the Peotone American Legion, your veterans, your brothers are here for you. And so, with all of that being said, Adopt a Soldier was born a year and a half ago. And we are over 30 soldiers now. I can't even tell you how many. I used to say my prayers at night, and I prayed for everybody by name. Now I have to have a piece of paper. You know, and so it shows that it is really important, that it's really necessary, and it's really needed. So that's why I'm here. That's why you see all of us with these Adopt a Soldier things. This would not be possible without all of them. And a vast majority, I would say more than half, have a military tie. Whether it's a niece, a nephew, a son, a daughter, a husband that may be passed already. And so we all make up this family along with our veterans. So, you know, if you want to be involved and you want to help out, make sure you talk to one of us in one of these shirts, and we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you involved. So, today, as I said, is a welcome home for Andrew, but it's also his first coining. And so we're going to explain a little bit about that. Andrew, I'm going to have you come up here. I won't embarrass you too much. And I need to have Tony come up. Tony is a Vietnam veteran, Marine Corps. We've got a coin here, and I'm going to let Tony, Marine veteran to Marine, give this coin to Andrew. The coins came to me with my children, and so we brought it in to Adopt a Soldier. And for those of you that don't know anything about coins, I'm going to just give you a little thing, and then Tony and him, they do their own thing now. But Adopt a Soldier's idea was that this coin will let our Marine, soldier, whatever, know when they have this coin that, you know, we're thinking of them, their support's here, we're taking care of their family, because the last thing that these these young people need to worry about is my mom and dad okay? They're probably worried, girlfriend, whatever. So this in my mind holds a lot of things for these young people. Of what it represents in our eyes. And I'm sure from a veteran, I've seen as we do this that there's a lot more reasoning behind it. And I'll tell you the fun stuff after. But I'm going to go ahead and let Tony. There you go, buddy.
Welcome home, Marine. I want to thank you for this. You're a veteran Marine, and lot of times in life, is there anybody gonna be behind us and everything that's gonna grow up? And my eyes are good, and you grew up. And we wanna honor you with this coin from post 392, and we wanna thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Okay, Marie? And I ain't done yet, buddy. Okay. I volunteer.
Talker like me.
Yeah, I get to be now.
I volunteer at the Mantino home 3-4 days a week. World War II vets, Korean vets, Vietnam vets, Desert Storm vets. And we want to honor you through the Mantino home with the World War II, Korean, Vietnam, and Desert Storm. We are giving you this one.
Thank you. Okay, so there's another part we have. I think it's probably the most important one. This came about when, when my son went away the first time. I gave him a cross, and he was thrilled with it, I guess. I don't know, he didn't show any emotion. I thought, whatever, I know you have it, makes me feel good. And I always worried about whether I could give a cross in a venue like this, okay? I don't know anybody's relationship with the Lord or what you practice or what you don't. But you know what? I'm a Christian, and I said, I don't care. Then I met this guy. Then I met this guy over here, and one day I went to his house, and he brought down his Vietnam box and all of his things, and we spent quite a while sitting in his garage, crying, talking, and I knew it was a sign from God that I was right. We needed to continue with this coining of a cross for these young people. So I'd like to invite Alan Blogg, Vietnam veteran.
Yeah, normally I don't make it 5 minutes, should you think? I'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
When we got on the cross, is when I got to Vietnam in early 1969. We landed at Benham Airport base, and we had our helmets and Kevlar in the plane, but we were specially trained troops, and all of our equipment was in the belly of the plane, and the airport was under attack. So when we got off the plane, there was a Marine Corps chaplain down there with nothing more than a fatigue iron and a baseball cap, like you did at a Sunday picnic. And as we got off, he handed us these crosses and blessed us, and then they gave us a M60 and 500 rounds of ammo to go fight off the attackers. And this is the original cross, the original rope, even still has the teeth marks in it. And I've had it ever since. I've given it out to people that have gone to war. They've brought it back to me, brought me back, evidently. And my father-in-law, 3 or 4 times when he's still here. And then everybody has brought it back to me. So it's not anything religious. It's just a matter of faith in God, country, and yourself.
Amen.
And your family. That's what it's about. So what I'm about to do is, can't have mine, actually. Unless you get $500,000. Is, I want to present you with this cross of your own to wear. Always remember, it's about God, country, and yourself, and your family. Just have faith. And it will see you through.
He's a pro now.
I welcome you to the band of brothers. Thank you, sir. Now, I'm never done talking, so.
Here he goes.
Sit. You?
Me?
No, crap. Oh, I gotta turn this back to Sue for a second.
Okay. Gimme,
Oh.
gimme. Okay.
You stay up
You
here.
stay up here. I don't know, we always come up with a little more because we find more meaning behind some of the things, and Adopt a Soldier grows. And on the back of our shirts, it says supporting our troops and veterans, and it's been really important to us as a family here to not just support our troops, but support our veterans. We work with the homeless veterans in Manteno, and we have a lot of young vets that are already out, maybe only a year, and didn't have an opportunity to be coined or crossed or whatever. But we have a special veteran that I would like to, Alan and I and Pat and all of us, would like to have come up here today, because I think that he represents and shows a lot of why we do what we do here. And so Corey, I'd like you to come up. Corey Adams, Marines, veteran, served in Iraq and Afghanistan, only been out a year. And Corey, you've been to one or two of these now, and I hope I'm speaking to you like I would my son. I think you know what I'm talking about, don't you? You do. And so, in your struggles, okay, I want you to know that we're all here. You've got a brother that's currently in. You've got Vietnam vet brothers all over the place that understand. And you need to know that you need an uncle. And okay, so you're going to be my challenge that lives locally to make this program come full circle now. Okay? And I'm going to turn this over to Alan, and we're going to try and do this, and I want you to stay up here, Andrew. We don't want to take away from this, but I think it's important because Marine to Marine.
Okay, we're not done yet.
He's never done.
All right, just think, you just take 10 minutes.
Tell you. Corey should have done this a long time ago, but I want you to understand, since you're out of service, we can't technically coin you, but I am going to coin you with your grandfather. Since you brought my cross back, he was the one that, the last one to use it. He would have took him 16 months to bring it home, but then I had to call him. Yeah, I want to present you with your own cross. God, country, family, your brothers.
This hug.
That's all I'm done.
I'm not.
Oh. Yes, let me go.
Yeah, okay. For those of you that don't know Corey's grandpa, he was a Vietnam veteran, Marine Corps, and a member of this post. He was commander, I believe, several times. Greatly missed. So I don't know if you could hear, but Alan actually gave him his grandfather's Legion coin. So long overdue for us to do that for him. At this time, I'd like to have my veterans come up here and thank Corey and let him know he has your support. And for Andrew, what are you doing? Yes, in a second, so stay up here. Nobody told me when I got this job I was going to have all these extra husbands, let me tell you. Anytime. So if I can get all of the veterans, you don't have to be a member of this post. Oh, and I have SAL. Let me hold off vets for 1 second. You can stay here, Vic.
Jimmy Hunter.
Yeah. Jimmy, you want to come up for Andrew here? Sometimes I forget my name.
That's why he had something else.
I know, right?
She invites me and I forgets my name.
I know his name.
Anyways, for those of you who don't know, I'm the former state commander of the Sons of the American Legion, and the Sons of the American Legion is an organization of fellows that have not been in the service. I'm eligible through my father who served in World War II, and we have dedicated ourselves and our organization to helping our veterans and our families. I'm like Tony, I volunteer at Mantino, not as often as he does though. I'm on the Honor Guard of Abraham Lincoln. We do whatever we can. It's a pleasure to be here amongst these heroes today, and especially to come to these welcome homes like this and honor the younger fellas and make sure that they get the welcomes that the Vietnam veterans and so forth never got when they came home from war. So it's an extreme pleasure for me to be here amongst all these heroes. And I found out today I have a little closer connection to Matthew than I knew. I mean Andrew.
He said I forgot his name.
No, I forgot to open it up and look at it. I found out today that Andrew and my grandson played football together here at Peotone, so I see him play a lot of football games and didn't know him. But on behalf of the Sons of the American Legion, Andrew, I'd like to present you the Certificate of Honor. The certificate is presented to honor U.S. Marine Andrew Berkowicz in recognition and grateful appreciation for serving in the United States Armed Forces in the name of freedom and democracy, and for allegiance to God and country, and courageously protecting our liberty and independence. And presented this day, blah, 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 State Commander, but this is our recognition of you. Thank you. And I'm going to give him the right one this time. I gave him the wrong one last time. This is the Sons of the American Legion coin. And if you've had our back for these years, we want you to know that the Sons of the Legion has your back anytime you need us. So congratulations and thank you.
All right, now I want all my vets up here. I know, John, you're a vet. You can't get out of it now. Get up here. Pitch, Dennis, Tony, Ralph.
I can't get out of this.
Who else is in here? Oh,
I'm trying
I
to get this
didn't.
up.
All right, we need to get signed. This is all my vets.
Maybe now you change your mind.
Okay. Now, before, usually this is when we do our thank you to our vets, not that they can come up and shake Andrew's hand, but Pat, I want you to come up here real quick. I've got something that Pat and I want to give to our veterans and to our adopted soldier people, okay? And we got this, and we brought it in on Veterans Day, but we didn't say anything to anybody, we just kind of sat it there. And we couldn't think of what we wanted to put on the plaque. But Adopted Soldier has brought so much to us. You being out there for us. All of you that are here and the many that aren't here today because of holidays coming up or whatever. And Alan read something to me on the phone today. And I said, oh my God, Alan, bring that in, I need that. Because we've decided what we want on this gift that we've given in Adopted Soldier's name. And I'm going to read this to you and then I'm going to go ahead and unveil this. It says a veteran, whether active duty, retired, National Guard, or Reserve, is someone who at one point in his or her life wrote a blank check payable to the United States of America for an amount of up to and including my life. That's what all of these guys up here and girls represent. We need to remember that. And with that being said, we want that everybody knows that every time we look at this, Andrew, when you're gone and you're over there, that this is going to be on out here in our lounge for everyone to see, and they're going to know that while you're gone, and every veteran that's in here and walks in here can know of the brothers that have passed and the sisters that they think about them, that they think about the one in uniform right now, like yourself, that's serving, that every time they walk in this place, not only they will feel it because of the feelings of all of these people and all of these people that help support it, but that they will remember and know Okay, yes. Okay, one more thing, Alan. Here we go. I'm done.
Hey, before Ellen, can I do something, please?
How long is that?
You got for Veterans Day, Texas Roadhouse had a free lunch to us. Every vet that came in, this is where I got the card. They gave it to us, and it was nice. I passed it on to Ellen. He wanted mine, but he ain't gonna get it.
Also, Tire Tracks in Manteno offered every veteran a free oil change on Veterans Day, and she did 15 of them. Anyway. Judy's free haircuts. I got one.
All I want to say is, these two young gentlemen here, as I've said the last 3 times I've done this, this is our next generation of freedom.
Then don't go anywhere. That concludes our long ceremony today. But as you can see, it means a lot. It means a lot to these veterans. There's a healing process that starts when these happen, so thank you. All right, you want to stand here, Karen? You guys can go and get drinks, we're gonna get the food out. So anybody that wants a picture, family or whatever, get pictures of Andrew with the vets. Yeah, that's what I have here. Otherwise, you can go get something to drink and we'll get the food out. Figure it out.
What happened to them was okay, when they got injured.
Yeah.